Alright guys, back in 2012, I bought this 1956 Cadillac out from under a tree from a guy in South Dallas. He had no shoes, no shirt, no hair, no teeth, and he sold it to me for the crazy sum of $3,000, and I brought it home, and over the last 11 years now, I have been rebuilding everything on this car other than basically the cosmetic stuff. So today, we're going to go into that. So let's do a quick little before walk around of the entire car. I've really only prepped this side right here. Not everything else is dirty, but I want to do a little before just to kind of show you what we're working with. You can kind of see the old clear coat job that I did years and years ago with a can. Doesn't look that great, but I'm hoping it will all kind of disappear once I get the real clear coat on. Here in the back you can see that the paint's gone, the primer's worn through, and we're starting to get rust on the trunk. I will do something separate with this, so we're not going to do that in this video, or at least today we won't do it. But here's the other side. This side was under a tree for a super long time, so it actually looks a lot better than the other, and that's what I'm hoping, is that this side will come out a little bit better than the driver's side. Same goes with the hood, a little bit of rust showing through, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But today we're just going to be focusing on this side right here. So I've already scuffed it down. I'm going to do a little prep. I'm going to see if I can't remove emblems, remove some things, and then we're going to clean it, and then we're going to wipe on the clear coat. So here's the kit that I got. It's the, what was it, Land Shark. Basically, it comes with 2 of these instead of 1. And it's pretty simple. You just clean it, mix it, wipe it, and that's it. There's plenty of other videos that show how to do this, so I'm not necessarily going to focus on that. But the cool part about this is they send a bunch of applicator pads and then a bunch of rags to use on getting the car as clean as you can possibly get it. So we're going to use the grease and wax remover and the rags, wipe it all down really quick, wait for it to dry, then we're going to mix and wipe. Alright, we got it mixed. Here we go. Now or nothing. Already got to run. It goes on pretty good. Come on the front. So this primer on the top for the fender really soaks it in. I don't think the paint lower down will soak it in quite as much. What I want to avoid is putting it on kind of dry. I've watched videos on this and they say the wetter you can get it, probably the better. careful of the drips. Well, that was a learning experience. You guys got to see me learn a little bit, but it's not quite as glossy as I was hoping it to be. I guess, you know, pictures on the internet are one thing versus in real life, but it's definitely shinier than it was. You can actually see reflections of light on the tops. It isn't really quite dry yet. It seems like it takes a couple hours for it to actually dry, but it's not bad. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Passenger side done. Came out a little bit more streaky than the other one, but again, it's not quite dry. So no judgment until like 24 hours from now. But I think I'm gonna do 2 coats, and then we will see what it looks like once it's out in the sun. But you can kind of see some reflections in the paint, which is actually kind of cool. So there's pretty much, I would say, at least half the car. I still have to do the hood and then figure out something for the trunk. But I'm used all the clear that I mixed, so I'm happy with that. And we'll see what it looks like when we do another coat tomorrow. So as you can see, I'm wearing a coat. It's a little colder than it was. I made the mistake of starting this project right as fall started. It has to be a certain temperature in order for it to work right. So I kind of got stuck. So I haven't done the hood and haven't done the trunk, but let me show you what it looks like a few months later after it's been able to dry and settle. I really like it. I think it gives the car just enough shine to make it look presentable. I mean, you can, kind of see me in that. And honestly, from, 20 feet away, if you exclude the hood and the trunk, it looks really good. This other side looks even better because the other side had more paint. Looking at the lights and everything in it, it looks great. I wish I could get farther away from it. But that's just, wiping it on. I'm sure if you sprayed it, it would look even better. But there it is. So I have to include this in this video, even though I don't want to, is that every time I make a video about doing something like this, you get all the people that are like, why don't you just paint it? Why don't you just spend the money to get it painted? Well, it's a little more complicated than that. So people act like doing bodywork and paint is something you can do in an afternoon. I mean, it's hundreds and hundreds of hours if I did it myself. So there's that option. 2, you could get it, painted professionally. And I'll tell you what, the last time I got a quote for it, I was gonna take all the chrome off. You don't have to paint the door jambs because they're already done. I was gonna omit the roof, and they were gonna do no body work. They were just gonna prep it and paint it. They wanted $6,500 for it. And that was like 3 or 4 years ago. So professionally painted, you're looking at 12, 15 grand easy. And just, I'm sorry, it's just not, A, it's not in the budget, and B, the car isn't any better for the $12,000 I'd be spending on it. And then the last thing I wanna show you is when you get the car painted really, really nice, all the bad chrome then starts to pop out, and then you have that bill to deal with. And I wish I didn't have to explain this to people because most people don't understand it, but I'm not spending $20,000 to paint this car. I mean, it's a nice car, but it's not, maybe, I just can't do it. I'll buy 4 more cars for that much money. So if you look at the chrome, on the camera it looks really nice, but in reality it's driver quality chrome. I have a lot of peeling at the bottom. The stuff on the side is nice. I'm not too worried about that. But the main thing is, if I get this in perfect, beautiful, paint, and you look at stuff like this, you have beautiful paint here, and then that next to it, that's not going to look good. And then that snowballs because you have to take all that chrome off. And then, well, do you take the window out? Do you get new rubber for the window since you have that off? It definitely needs paint up at the top. So, okay, well then maybe we paint the top. And then, that snowballs into, well, this windshield has a couple of streaks in it. Do I replace the windshield? Do that. And so front and back windows, plus rubber, plus paint, just to make the, match the rest of the paint. The big expense is going to be here in the back. You know how much it costs to get these bumper ends and this bumper re-chromed? I spend, $3,000-$4,000 just getting this stuff redone. Here on the other side, it's really not too bad, but here's the problem. You see stuff like this, little pits on this? It doesn't really show now, but the second, little dent right there, the second this car has perfect paint on it, you'll see all of it. You'll see all of it, all over the whole car. And it's just not gonna happen, guys. So there's a little update on the Cadillac for you. Someone had mentioned in the past that sell it to somebody who can afford a $3,000 paint job on the car. I can put the paint job on it, but I'm not going to. And $3,000, that'll just buy you materials for this car. It's 20 feet long, it's red. It needs, work on every panel. But anyway, I digress. I'm sad that I have to put that in the video, but I have to put it in the video. I will rather spend $200, make it look awesome from 10 feet away, and then, put the money in other parts of the car that are better. What about a brand new nice interior? That'd be great. Paint, it's overrated. It really is. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope to have more videos on this Cadillac soon, but right now I'm just driving it, and that's what it's for, is just to drive. So like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.